Alright there you guys again, welcome to another one of my live videos. And today I'm going to be officially again, right there, charging my phone, updating you again on some more latest news. The breaking news now is about Bakoyoko, the Monaco star. Currently suggestions have stirred up, as I said before, that Chelsea have been in talks with him for quite a while. It did say before they hadn't agreed personal terms, but I think they have agreed a 40 million deal for Bakoyoko. Currently before, as I said on the reports that I was reading, that Bakoyoko, Manchester United were going to be matching the same offer as Chelsea to hijack Bakoyoko from Monaco. As I said, there wasn't much trust behind it. I didn't really believe what it was saying, the reports, because most of it was about Romelu Lukaku, how he was feeling coming to Manchester United. And basically, Chelsea have been frustrated because he's been been due a medical for quite a while. I think the only reason is because it was an unexpected delay with the report, which was a fake narrative in my opinion. And with the slight knee injury that I suffered, I think, towards the end of last season, Bakoyoko. But I think he's due his medical today sometime, is Bakoyoko. But I did say he's a good player. With Monaco, they've got to think about now, with a lot of the players that could be on the verge of going, of finding individual replacements. Right there, guys. We've got to think about individual replacements. And yeah, and this is the Stanford News reports. And now I think he's currently arrived in England as Bakoyoko for a 40 million transfer with Chelsea. But now the latest report, he has teased and he's made Chelsea panic a lot. Because basically he's tweeted out a couple of things that have stirred suggestions up. That it's been tweeted out that currently his location is Manchester, basically. And he's basically tweeting saying, well, he's been tracked. This is being tracked and it's currently been deleted, I think, as this post. That he's basically said his location's Manchester, not London. So I don't really understand that much. And it's also said, another suggestion that had stirred up, that he currently put something else. He tweeted out, what was it? Red and white emojis as well, which is Monaco's colours. Say to is Manchester United's colours as well. So this has put Chelsea in a lot of panic. I don't think Chelsea fans are worrying too much because I still think they're going to fully secure the deal of Bakoyoko. But he's tweeted out hello to everybody, the people that are currently following him. And this is true because this is coming from Bakoyoko himself. He's tweeted out that the location, where he's tweeting from, his location is Manchester, not London. So that could stir a few suggestions up, and that could get Chelsea fans worried. But I just think he's teasing Chelsea, and he's teasing us as well, and he still may be adamant that he wants to come to Manchester United. You know, he's due his medical today, and I don't really believe it. I still think Chelsea are basically in the ascendancy to get him. Whether he could still basically, you know, if he's arrived in Manchester and it's true, and he could basically still then get a train through to London or drive through to London or something from Manchester. Unless he's just arrived in Manchester and then he's going to go to London from there. So I don't really know what to believe. But this is coming from the individual Bakoyoko, so there's got to be something behind it. It's coming from the player. It's not coming from the media. It's not coming from the reports of just the normal reports. It's currently him that's tweeted this out. Is Bakoyoko. So suggestions are stirred up, and if this was to amazingly happen, this dramatic U-turn in coming to Manchester United would be fantastic. As I did say, I still would prefer Fabinho, but Bakoyoko is very tenacious, as I said, good at breaking up the play, very creative, very combative, as I said. Had a bar-stormy season with Monaco, progressing well to Champions League semi-final, and he has got good physical attributes. So yeah, that's latest news about Bakoyoko. And also, I've got some latest news to update about, we obviously know that Januzaj's left, I think. Josh Harrop's left. And about Antonio Martial, basically now according to the reports that Martial, who I thought in his first season, well, his 17 goals that became our top scorer in that season was fantastic. He's currently struggled under Mourinho to replicate that form as he did before. He's struggled, but he hasn't had really much. He hasn't had much time really, has he? Martial, I think one of his best forms came against Burnley last season. I thought it was fantastic. Martial is still only 21. He's still got time to grow and develop into his game. He's still got young age, fantastic talent. He needs to gain more experience. He's currently one of the most world's expensive teenagers as well. Wait there, guys. But according to the report, when he's at his full best, he can be fantastic and he can be on the same level as Mbappe. But Roma, currently before that, Roma had shown an interest. Arsenal had shown an interest, but he publicly tweeted out that he poured cold water on the speculation and that it was false rumours. So, as I said, I was impressed with him doing that. Martial is currently, I don't think he's going to get put into a central role, as most of his games that he played last season, he was on the left-hand side, was Martial. But, Roma have currently had an interest in him as well. Basically, they were looking for the loan deal with Martial. We was basically willing to offload him 30 million. But I can't see Mourinho sanctioning Martial because he's still got time to develop himself and progress to that level that he wants to get to, Martial. And he basically said, was it back in June, that he will not, I think he's not willing to leave Manchester United at all. And Roma obviously have lost Salah and they're looking for a couple of replacements to Roma. So Roma have been interested in him. They know that he's got good physical attributes, he's good at going forward, he's a good athlete, and Roma have showed their interest. But I'd be disappointed to see Martial go, but I just can't see that happening, guys, at all. Any other players to update you on? And let's think, is there anything else to update on? And yeah, anything else to update? I'm just thinking. Yeah, Nainggolan, yes. Manchester United have still got an interest in Nainggolan, as I'd love to have Nainggolan in the team. I'd love Nainggolan. I think this was reported by Damasio, as I said, who's good and reliable when it comes to Italian stories and all this. It was reported made by Damasio that we showed an interest in Nainggolan. And I think they've been trying to hold talks and negotiations about Nainggolan with a possible move to Manchester United. Suggestions have been stirred up. I think he's put a few stuff on social media or Instagram that he's doubting his future. And basically, I don't know if he's staying or going, to be quite fair. I think Roma are still willing to offer... Roma are still willing to offer Nainggolan a new contract. So he may take it and he may not come to Manchester United, but I'd love him. He's very competitive, very good at driving forward, good in the air, hard working, puts a lot of effort in. And if you had a midfield there, you know, where you like Herrera's, your Pogba, let Pogba set free with Nainggolan, Fabinho, I'd love that, to be quite fair. But also I think Inter Milan have showed an interest as well in Nainggolan, but I can't see Roma, it's one of their Italian bitter rivals. I can't see selling Nainggolan to Inter Milan. And Chelsea have also showed their interest as well in Nainggolan. I'd love the likes of Nainggolan. I really would love the likes of Nainggolan. But basically before, we'd been interested for quite a bit now in him. We'd been in negotiations about it before. I think he's just not sure, basically, Nainggolan, what he wants to do with his future. But I'd love him at Manchester United, Nainggolan. I would really, really love him. He'd deliver the goods. He's good at breaking up the play. He's got all the physical attributes to bring to Manchester United. And, you know, we'll just have to see what happens about that. But as I said, signings have been done so far this transfer window. As he updated yesterday, Kyle Walker going to Manchester City. As I did say, that was a fantastic signing by Manchester City. I think his medical, is it due today or is it another time now? I can't really say. But Kyle Walker, you know, as I said, it's a fantastic sign for Manchester City. You know, he's added more dynamic fullback that can drive forward, good at attacking, well organised, well energetic, and you know, he's now basically, I think it's 50 million plus 3 million odds as well, which is that takes that to £53 million. So that takes him above the radar of one of the world's most expensive defenders, over David Luiz 2014, over Sterling in 2015 in English terms. And also Danny Lever had set this price tag out, which was £50 million. He wasn't going to go lower than that, and City were expecting to spend at the most £40 million. They wasn't basically going to go up, but as they currently missed out on Dani Alves. I think the reason that Dani Alves went to Paris Saint-Germain, because City had been in talks with him for quite a while, that PSG had currently offered more of his wages, Dani Alves. That's currently why Dani Alves did go to Paris Saint-Germain. City were disappointed about that, because that's one of Pep Guardiola's main priorities, that full-back position, one of his main priorities. And he's now got Kyle Walker, you know. That's good news. He was supposed to be the best England defender last season, according to the Football Association, whoever said this. He's also tall, quick, you know. Tottenham basically, though, the transfer policy is Pochettino, basically. You've got to generate funds, you know, to buy players in the transfer market that you do want, and they'll be disappointed that Kyle Walker has gone. It will be Tottenham, but you've got Tottenham are resisted to a lot of their players. They're not willing to sell a lot of their players, are Spurs, and they're basically wanting to buy players in this transfer market. I think they've got a fantastic experienced side of Tottenham, and also Kyle Walker's highly experienced as well. So they still need, I think they may still need to add depth. They still may need to buy a player or two if they're going to be very, very competitive as they have been for the last couple of seasons. They may need to still add a player or two on the board. Maybe not. They've still got the likes of Kane in there, still got the likes of Dele Alli in there, you know, Danny Rose in there. And, you know, with Kyle Walker and Danny Rose, you saw last season, you know, on each flank, you know, driving forward, very majestic, you know, thriving forward, setting off attacks, and that's what they do. And Tottenham will heavily miss Kyle Walker, but I'm sure for them, from their perspective, there will be replacements out there. So, yeah, there's also been, I think, there's also been other rumours. As I told you, James Rodriguez is currently gone to Bayern Munich on a 2-year loan deal, which was disappointing, because Manchester United had been interested in him for quite a while. A lot of other teams had been interested in him for quite a while. He claimed that Perez was blocking in a move until any team was willing to meet up his price tag, which was it 62 million. They'd currently got Rodriguez from Monaco before, and he's currently now got that reunion with Carlo Ancelotti that he had back in 2015 or 14, was it, or something like that? I think it was 2014. But I love James Rodriguez. He's a fantastic player. Obviously, he only started 13 games last season in 22 appearances, but 13 were from starts, and didn't even get his name in the team or the bench for the Champions League final. He was dismissed for that altogether. So basically, James Rodriguez adamant that I did want to leave. It looks realistically that I did want to come to Manchester United, did James Rodriguez, because George Mendes had banned him up. And I think he's still one of the most efficient players, is Rodriguez, and he didn't want to stay at Real Madrid. It looked realistically that he was coming to Manchester United. As I said, with Rooney leaving, you know, we've got that number 10 vacant. He'd have been fantastic covering that number 10 spot. You know, your likes of James Rodriguez, who's very versatile, got an absolute wonder of a left foot. Very good at going forward, strong, tenacious, creative, composed. You know, he's got all the physical attributes, and I love him. I'd have absolutely loved him at Manchester United. And his performances in the Colombian performances in the World Cup have been absolutely fantastic as well, of James Rodriguez. performances in the World Cup. And basically what had happened is Javier Hernandez Bonnet had currently reported on this, that the Colombian journalist Javier Hernandez Bonnet has said Bayern Munich are officially willing to plot a bidding for James Rodriguez in the next couple of hours. And then it broke out in the next few hours that James Rodriguez had signed a 2-year loan deal with Bayern Munich, and I'm sure Bayern Munich are happy with that. And it's a 2-year loan deal, and then I think they get the option to buy him fully. I'm not quite sure about this, but according to the German, German reports, that Real Madrid still may get benefit 9 or 10 million for loaning him out to Bayern Munich. I'm not quite sure. So it was disappointing to lose out on James Rodriguez. As I said, Fabinho, there's still a possibility chance. As I said before, Di Marzio had announced this, that we was close to signing a deal for Fabinho. The Italian journalist Di Marzio announced it. We was close to signing a deal for Fabinho. Wait there. But then we was close to signing a deal for Fabinho, and it was called to, he said it was a tempting invitation, and he said, what's my squad number going to be at Manchester United? He did say he'd rather join Manchester United over our fierce rival City. And now, Arsenal have been there, and there's quite a few other teams that have joined the race as well. But as I said, according to the Spanish outlet, the AS, that Atletico Madrid have agreed a deal with Fabinho. Obviously, he's rejected PSG before Fabinho, but Atletico Madrid have basically got that transfer. They've agreed £40 million. They've got that transfer ban. They could still put him on the sidelines if they want, but they may wait till January to see if they can get him on the board. If no one's secured a deal for Fabinho by January, I do not know. And it also says, who else would interested? It says also the Brazilian reported that he's still keen on a move to Manchester United. So it still looks realistically that he could still come to Manchester United. It was quite a while ago we'd been agreeing a fee. We tried to negotiate a fee for Fabinho. I think he's still got 3 years left on his contract. He's basically been he's still basically a priority to me, maybe to Mourinho as well. He's still a main priority there. So Fabinho would be fantastic. My best midfielders would be Fabinho and Nainggolan. And we'll have to see what happens with Eric Dyer. I said I prefer him over Matic, but it doesn't complement your likes of your Fabinhos, your Nainggolan, your Pogba, your Herreras, as I said before in my previous videos. But obviously, yes, and the tours are coming up. We've basically got LA Galaxy on Sunday, our first pre-season game. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to be doing a live video on that. I'll be doing the preview on the game, and then I'll be waiting for the team news to be announced, and then I'm going to go through all the team news with you and that. And if any more transfer rumours during that period when I do that preview updated, I will be notifying you as well on that. I don't know where it's live streaming or where the game's live. I don't know where it's live, so I may not be able to watch it. I have got Sky Sports. I don't think it's on Sky Sports, but if any of you guys could be remind me what channel could be on. Well, I know it's all right. I'm just gonna look at it online and see what channel it is on. But yes, guys, and anyway, guys, that is everything to basically update you with today. Drop your comments and likes below on the video, and take it easy. I'll see you later on. Bye.